Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark and my wife Tara. Happy Mother's Day, Tara.
Yay to me.
And to all you mothers out there, and a very happy Mother's Day to my mother. We're just heading out to the barn to let the mamas and the kid goats out now that it is warmed up enough for them.
Good morning, kids. Hi. Good morning.
Morning.
Fix the gate.
You guys ready to go outside? Hey? Everybody ready to go outside? And do some running around. So Tara's just moving the gate over. We've got it blocked off here normally, and we just take this board over so they have a clear path out. Good morning! Alright, here we go.
Just hold that for a minute.
Come on, kids. Come on, Gizmo.
Come on.
Hi. Move the herd out. Come on, kids.
There you go. Up, up, out,
Okay, beautiful sunny day. Alright, we got the grain. We're going to throw some grain out for them. Sheldon's pretty excited. We've had a bunch of birds come in during the day, and we'll look out in the late afternoon, and we'll see a whole bunch of birds. They're likely living in the birdhouse up there, and then they come
grackles.
down. Are they?
Yeah, they're called grackles. Somebody was here the other day.
They're black ones.
Oh,
They
you have grackles.
They look like blackbirds.
Yeah, but they're, well, I think it's a type of black.
Yeah. Well, they're black.
Grackles.
They're black, of course. Oh, Onyx. You're so loud, Onyx. What are you doing? You can see her back leg there. Now, she came in last year as a rescue, and she was found on the side of the highway. Her feet kind of curve in slightly. Now, there's nothing broken. It could have been just development. She gets around all right. She's very vocal.
Good girl. Hey. Good girl.
Oh, of course, Coco's like, what are you giving her? I want some of that. Oh,
Piper lifts it
oh,
up.
Piper's lifting it. She wants food. Come on in, kids. Oh, we got a sheep. Just pigs and alpaca for indoor breakfast. There we go. Now sometimes they will spit at each other. They're so messy.
It's cold in here. That fan was left on last night.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been playing a little back and forth with the exhaust fan. During the warm days, we want it on to bring the temperature up in here, and then, of course, off during the evening so that we're not bringing in that cold weather. Hey, Petey, looks like Piper's already gone off to try to get some apples and to steal some alpaca food. Oh, is that good? So this is a pig pellet that we're feeding them, just to give them a little bit extra. Petey's kind of skinny. They were really big when they came in. So we've got them nice down to a good, nice lean weight. Nice and healthy, right, buddy? Yeah. Whoop. All right, looks like Petey's done. He's heading over to see what Piper's all about. How are the girls doing?
My knife is gone.
Did you lose your knife?
I did.
Your what was that? That was your birthday knife?
I know where that one is, but I don't want to use it on food.
Oh yeah, especially apples get all sticky.
I got this.
What is it? What do you see?
Oops.
All right, looks like they're done. Petey and Piper get their apples.
Here.
And away they go.
Out you go, Piper! Wrong way! No, sir.
Come on, Piper. Let's go. The pig cam.
Pig bumps. There's a
Hi, Turbo.
Hi, Turbo.
Now I have someone or some ones to show you. This is Penny. Hi, Penny. Hi. Do you have something to show us? I can hear them.
What happens if you scoot the camera up underneath it?
I don't think that'll work. Oh, she's like, what are you doing? Can we see? Can we see? she's being protective. Here, let's see. Here. Oh, there we go. There's one. Oh, there's two. Hi. So Penny has hatched out.
I don't know.
What is there? Well, there were 3.
Yeah, there's like 5 now or something.
Yeah. So we put her in this cage because she was broody, and we wanted to see how she'd do. Here, let's see if we can count them. Oh, come here. Oh, you're nice and warm.
Watch
Okay.
the water. Water, water, water.
Oh, and there's a baby there. 1, 2, 3, and there's one still under her.
Yeah.
So it looks like 4.
No. No, there's more than that.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay. They must have
Here, let me
clung.
get Penny.
They must have clung to her underside. Okay. 5.
Hi,
1,
you're a
2,
good girl.
3,
Yes, you're
4,
a good girl.
5. Okay, there we go.
Okay, we hear you. We're coming. Yep.
Okay, here,
Stop your plucking.
let's try something. Let's put this down
Yeah.
here. All right, there. Put her back in.
Okay.
Oh, she's got to get a drink first.
She was teaching them how to peck the ground, so I put the feet on the ground this morning. They're all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. They're all under her.
She's such a good mom.
Yeah, no, she's really good.
Oh.
Okay, boys, girls, time for some fresh hay. There we go. Nice, beautiful day. Sunny, warm. Hopefully summer's now here to stay. Or spring at least. Right? Oh, can't forget about you, Fernando. Hey, bud. Bet you're enjoying the weather.
Did you tell them about the turtles?
No, I didn't. So yes, there's turtles. So tell me about the turtles, Tara.
So what was it? About 6 years ago, we had that turtle walk down our driveway when I was going to work or whatever, Timmy. So we threw him on the pond, and then we rescued a few more. We took him to a Kenora, let him go there. And then we got another one a few years back that was brought, and so we let him on the pond. But of course our pond dried up, and then we had to we lined it. And last year, one turtle was back on the pond for sure, but we spotted both. So they're both back, and they were sunning yesterday, so that's cool.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can find them.
Well, midday, Mark, they'll be on that far ridge where the sun comes up, or a rock, or.
We'll see if we can.
But I want to do a floating dock, like a floating island, so that they're in there, and also for the ducks. And then I want to take a log here. Remember we talked about covering this?
Right.
Taking a great big log, like a tree.
Yeah, because when we had this liner installed, this is quite the slope. So of course, by putting stuff on top of that, it's just going to drain down. So we were thinking about putting a log here, or you were talking about putting one of those. We've got one of those captain bed
like a house. Yeah.
And we've got one of those over there, the sheep.
Yeah, and that's quite the nice. Yeah.
So something to put in here to hold as a retaining wall, so then we can go and backfill this. Because it's been 3 years now?
2 years for the pond, right?
So I think it's been 3, because 2020 just didn't exist.
That's true. That's true.
We keep on saying, oh, it was 3. No, it's 4 years, because 2020 just, yeah. Right, Tulip?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Something.
You guys get sheared in 2 weeks? 23rd.
23rd.
Hey, what? Whoa, you want to scratch?
She wants to headbutt.
Yeah.
She wants to play.
You want to play? Hey. You want
with my land clout. Where's Turbo?
Yeah, Turbo's bouncy. Usually not so much when they're eating, though. Grab her butt. So yeah, so they will be sheared in 2 weeks, along with and we're doing the alpaca as well.
Yeah, we're gonna shear the alpacas as well. Are you telling them the other one?
Well, there's news coming of some other animals coming in.
We never like to say 100% for sure.
We'll just leave it at that.
But stay tuned for a surprise.
Yeah, so Tara did the shearing herself on the alpaca.
Yeah, no.
It took her a long time.
8 hours to do one.
Yeah, and we didn't have the right tools, so we had essentially it was a pet trimmer or a dog trimmer that was supposed to be usable for wool.
Yeah,
so, no. I guess running water is it's like one of those, you know, those pools you buy that have the motion pool. So you can keep swimming into the current.
Those bubbles are probably coming up and giving them a little belly rub, so
yeah.
That's so cute.
Not quite sure what she's doing.
A day in the spa.
Okay, so speaking of the pond, the windmill, I did pick up a stone because the air stone for it wasn't working well. But up top in the head, if I can see it without, and there's a cylinder that's up there. And in that cylinder, there is there's a baffle. A rubber baffle, and there's actually a maintenance kit which we'd never seen before. Who knew? I knew that you don't want to leave it plugged in during the winter because it can build up pressure in the cylinder and then blow the gasket. But I noticed that it's not pumping any air, so I checked it out and it's very weak. So there is a maintenance kit for it. So I'll have to pick that up next week, and maybe we'll do a little pond update next week, and I'll show you how that works. In case you have a pond, are getting a pond, and want a windmill, or hey, if you just want a windmill. Now the turtle, I don't know if we will be able to see the turtle, but yeah, they were sunning. Tiana showed me a couple pictures. They were sunning. There were 2 of them. She took a picture of one, I think it was over on that area. And then when she looked at the picture, she noticed there was a second one. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that and give you an update. Sheldon, are you excited? Sheldon only goes clockwise. He doesn't go counterclockwise. When he gets excited, he'll just go around and around in circles. Oh, Sheldon, you're such a silly boy, aren't you? All right, kids are playing. Hi, Moira. So we're gonna leave the mamas and the kid goats out here. Hi, Lizzie. And Lizzie's gonna stay with us for, well, for a little bit until things work out on her farm. And of course, if you didn't know, if you didn't watch one of the videos I did, I think it was last week, Lizzie is Sheldon's sister. Sheldon's short-haired, but Elizabeth or Lizzie got Mom's, aka Blackie's, long coat. Where is Blackie? There she is. Hi, Blackie. You eating oats and barley? Hi, Shell. Oh, come on. I thought it would be a cute little shot if we did it together. And then he snorts in my face. Oh, how rude. So we are, with the pandemic and the current restrictions, we've gone down to gatherings, groups no larger than 5, starting actually today. So what we've done up to now is we had open farm where people come in and see the animals and pet the animals and get the experience. It was weekends from 11 to 4 and we would be open and people would come in. So now with the restrictions, we've had to cut back and we're doing groups of no more than 5. So we're essentially open 7 days a week from, I think it's 11 to 5 o'clock. But there is booking, so you have to book a time slot that goes in. So it's currently about 20 to 11 now. So we're going to be expecting some, the first wave of guests come in. Of course, it's Mother's Day, so people have been calling yesterday and today asking if they can book an appointment for today. But actually we're booking into next week now. So it has posed some challenges, but you know, we work around that and make do, keeping everybody safe, and hopefully one day this will all pan out. So we're now in our 3rd spike or 3rd wave. And I believe restaurants are back to now being closed other than takeout. And then a few other restrictions as well. So we'll get through it, so stay safe out there. How's my boys? Hey? How you doing, Levi? Yeah. We're gonna get you some hay. So we've been feeding these guys, well, during the winter months and early spring, we've been feeding them here because we've got our hay storage over in this area. And we've started feeding them down towards the barn, which is at the other end, just because it's easier, and we'll be able to restock this area here. So
You're gonna follow them down?
But it looks like Tara has some hay there, so let's follow. Okay, boys, girls. Oh, Daisy heard. Whoa, what's Mommy doing? Look. She has hay. Meadow, these two are hilarious. I've got to catch it on camera, but her and Levi, they just bolt through. Come on, go get your food. Go get your food. Here we go, a virtual horseback riding lesson. Oh, I touched her bum. All right, they've got that, and yeah, I mentioned this before that we put out these different spots just to kind of keep the peace. As a tire that Billy is often seen standing on.
Oh, rhubarb's coming.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've replanted some more in the back, correct?
Yeah, these are the original. These are my original patches.
Yeah, this is a big one here that's been here for, oh, I want to say 15 years.
This one didn't come up last year.
Well, this one was the primary.
Yeah.
And then we let it go to seed 1 year. So if you don't pick it, it will go to seed.
And then you have hundreds and thousands and millions of seeds.
Yeah, we let it go to seed 1 year, and then we got a vacuum sealer, a bag sealer, and we put a whole bunch of it into a sealed
We had that
bags.
one function that we went to as a help, like as a volunteer, and I made little packages of like probably 200 seeds. Like I made 150 of them. We gave them away at that, and everybody, you know, little card that says 10 Acre Woods, and gave them free seeds. It was cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And Tiana's with us now. It looks like 11 o'clock is the first guest, right?
What time is it now?
It's 5:02, so they'll be arriving shortly.
What else? Waters.
So we do have 6 black cats, but they are house cats. We don't have any barn cats. So from time to time, we will get mice that get into our grain, can't get out, and pass away. So Tara has one such mouse, and
They're supposed to catch it.
our Muscovy's cheese and quackers.
They are meat eaters, so
Just devour them. Gone.
swallow it.
Yeah,
There we go.
There's some water there, buddy. Yeah, so they do eat meat.
I'm just gonna clean out your water.
Yeah, yeah. These are our automatic waters. I hooked them up last weekend, and it just runs on a float valve.
But the ducks,
Yeah, see, if you look in there, there's a bunch of mud, and you've got to clean them out regularly because, of course, ducks, they love to play in their water. So it just has that little float valve, the little blue floater there, and it'll shut off. You can adjust it to the height, and it works out really well. So we've got a number of these around the yard. We've got one there, we've got one over there. We've got one over on the far end. You can see a duck that's drinking. She's drinking out of one of those. And the next thing we want to do, once we get this area here redone, which is going to be hopefully in the next month or two, we'll get started on this project. We want to redesign the rabbit hutch area, and that would include adding on a watering system. So we'll probably, you know, take off of this hose here, which runs through, and then we'll bring one down underneath, bury it in the ground, and just have it come out over in that area. So I decided to sneak in. Tiana and Tara are outside with the guests, and since we have 2 groups, we have one of them with each of the groups. And usually what I do during the day is I'll work on editing this video to get that out for Sunday at 6. Then I'll do other little things like work on the laser machine, which I do have a video coming out midweek about the laser engraver. So don't be surprised if you see one come out on Wednesday, I think Wednesday. And then we're getting the pool ready, so I've been taking the pump and getting that all cleaned up and getting the pool cleaned up. And I thought, well, I'm going to take this opportunity to make some breakfast wraps for the girls. Tara doesn't like to cook too much anymore now that the kid's grown. My son, our son Braxton, is living in the city, and then Tiana here. So it's kind of a fend for yourself is usually the way things go. So I thought I would make some wraps and take them out to the girls while I'm kind of running around doing my errands. Now, one thing that we do is with our eggs, our farm fresh eggs, we do put them in the microwave, or you can put them in the oven too to dry them out. and then we store them in a container, we crush them up, and that works for calcium and grit for the chickens. So just something to keep in mind, recycle, reuse. So I'm gonna finish up what I'm doing here and then head out and feed my girls. Well, hi, Lucifer. Coda. Did you guys eat lunch?
Jumping on people.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh my, I love you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Wow. Whoa, food. Yay. I love you. It's warm still too.
I saw you walk.
Here, Tiana, happy Daughter's Day.
She said she's a goose mom.
I am a goose mom.
You hear a grunt? You hear grunting?
No.
Come closer. Oh,
What are you getting?
you can hear it grunting.
So what do you do with them when where do they go?
Pet homes. They start new hobby farms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So there was one family that just bought a house out here last year, and their realtor, there's barns and everything, their realtor, in the closing of the deal, had to buy them 2 goats. But she said you had to buy them from here.
Really?
Yeah, so they've been bought for a year, and so she's getting Bo and Luke.
And who's Bo and Luke?
See the 01?
Oh, yeah.
Bo and Luke Duke, the General Lee, 01. So they're twin brothers.
Yeah, okay.
So everybody is left for the day, and the yard is empty of humans. So guess who showed up? Was the grackles. They were hanging out in the tree. And there they are. So they've all come down. If that's in fact what they are, they do look like the photo that I put up on the screen when we were talking about them. So there they are, eating the grains. And there's Fernando, guarding. So Tiana had just come in, and she mentioned that the turtles were sunning. So I can see them here. They're both side by side on the far side of the pond. So there they are there. Of course, if I try to get too close to them, they will, they will just take off. They're gone. All right, well, maybe I'll have to grab my telephoto lens and take a closer picture. I realized that I haven't shown you the rabbits, actually probably in a few weeks. So we have 3 rabbits remaining. Now we've had some come and we've had some go. We've got a really nice calico here, and it's yet another Daisy. So we have the Daisy the pony, we have Daisy the sheep, and now we have Daisy the rabbit. So here are the 3 rabbits. And can you guess which one is named Snowball? So we have Snowball, and the gray one is Vetiver. I'm not sure where that name came from. And then we have Daisy. Hi, Daisy. Hi. Hi, bunny. So she is well, she looks like a lop. So I don't know if I've seen a calico to that standard. She is a cute one. So those are the 3 rabbits we have. We've put them out into this area here because we're going to be working on the rabbit hutch. And they seem to be quite enjoying it. And these 2 seem to be getting along really well. We have Henry in here, and of course Pluto. I don't know if you saw him earlier. He was kind of on the edge of the frame. He was in the building, so we'll probably bring them back out here within the next few days. We just had a lot of the animals inside because it was cold, and we don't like to have the small ones out in the yard. Ever since we lost Atlas, the rooster, to a crow last year. So, you know, some of the smaller ones we try to be a little bit more protective of, and this is kind of the nursery area, and this being the nursery pen, I guess we can call it, cage, works good for flying animals. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And we will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed, click on that subscribe button while you're at it. And we'll see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.